Hao. My name is Garrick, and welcome back to Taiwan, Lao Wai. So if I'm being honest, I am starting this video with absolutely no plan on what it's gonna end up being. I don't know, it's one of those weekends where I don't really have many plans, and I'm just sort of wandering around looking for shit to do. Which is funny, because we are coming up on the 3rd anniversary of me moving to Taiwan, God forbid. I genuinely cannot believe I have been here as long as I have. Like, where does the time go? If I was smarter, I would have planned some sort of anniversary video, celebration, whatever, but no such luck. Now that said, we are coming up on the heels of a very important holiday in Taiwan, which is Moon Festival. And I don't think I've told you about Moon Festival before, so I figure we're gonna grab a bike, wander around, see a few local sights, and in between I will spill a few facts and what I know about Moon Festival. No, it's not a very solid plan to work off of, but we'll make do. So we're gonna grab a bike and wander around a bit. I will see you when I have some sort of idea of where we're going, I guess. Happy 3 years in Taiwan, everybody. Here's to many more. Still doing all this construction, aren't they? I swear, they've been working on this road ever since I first came to Taiwan 3 years ago. And it's been that long and they're still working. I'm pretty sure the idea is they're putting in more, like, train lines or subway lines somewhere down there, which, you know, that's gonna take a while. And I am excited at that prospect. It would be great if there was, like, an MRT or a subway closer to my apartment, so I don't have to hop on a bike and ride 10 minutes anytime I want to get anywhere. On the other hand, it is probably good for my metabolism and overall health to keep doing that, so maybe I'll keep doing that anyways, who knows. Anyways, we are right now wandering through the Yangming Sports Park, which I believe I've shown you a little bit of in pieces here and there. It is pretty crowded today. I see lots of kids out on the playgrounds and stuff, probably celebrating Moon Festival as well. So we'll try to keep to ourselves as we wander through and catch the sights. So, Moon Festival. What's it all about? Well, as you can probably guess from the name, it is a holiday celebrating the moon. Specifically, I believe it is a celebration of the first full moon of fall. The exact date is based on the Chinese lunar calendar as opposed to the 12 months calendar. I believe it falls on the 15th day of the 8th month of the Chinese lunar calendar, traditionally, which in our calendar translates to anywhere from, like, I don't know, mid-September to early October, somewhere in that range every year. Because of that, it's also known as Mid-Autumn Festival sometimes. I don't know which term is the direct translation of the Chinese, but I will look it up and put that here so I can double check that. Historically, it's a celebration of the harvest because the first full moon of fall is right around where the harvest happens. So everybody celebrates usually with their family. What people do is they get together and they have this really big barbecue with all their family and extended relatives. And Taiwanese barbecue is so dang tasty, let me tell ya. It's closer to yakiniku, I would say, than traditional American barbecue. It's, you know, small pieces of meat cooked to order outside on, like, an outdoor charcoal grill. Usually it's like thin slices of pork or pork belly. There's also, like, little slices of meat and skirt steak as well. Sausages are very traditional as well. Whole bunch of veggies, usually fish cakes and tofu. It's just a very satisfying experience, especially if you're with, you know, a big group of friends or family and you're all eating together. And of course, it wouldn't be a moon festival without the traditional dessert of mooncakes. So we're probably gonna get some mooncakes at the end of this video, just to try them out and say we celebrated Moon Festival. There's a pretty snazzy bakery pretty close to my apartment, and I have not shown it to you yet, so We better go check that out. Also, let me give you some more unobstructed views of this park a little bit, because it is really dang pretty. Yangming isn't a very big park, but it's a very dense park. It has all these little grassland areas and sports areas, and they're all sort of intermingled together. It's very popular with families and their kids, so it does not surprise me that on this festive day, there are so many big groups of people wandering all over the place. Obviously none right here, we're in a bit of a secluded spot right now, but trust me, they are all around. I really do not come to this park enough, especially considering how close it is to my vicinity. I should make more of an effort, because this is like the perfect place to wander around and get a little metabolism pumping in. Anyways, though, back to Moon Festival. Like most holidays, Moon Festival has a legend associated with it, and in this case, it is the legend of the great hunter Hou Yi and the princess Chang'e. I hope I'm pronouncing those right. That is how I've heard them pronounced. Tell me in the comments if I messed that up. I'm sorry if I did. Anyways, as the legend goes, Hou Yi lived long ago at a time when the world was beset with not one sun, but 10 suns. And those 10 suns scorched the surface of the planet every day. Nothing could grow, people were thirsty, everyone was dying. So Hou Yi, being the badass that he was, he picked up his mighty bow and arrow, and he shot 9 of those 10 suns right down out of the sky. Very impressive feat, if I do say so myself. So of course, everybody loved Hou Yi. They offered to make him king, which he accepted. And for his wife, he took the lovely princess Chang'e. They were happy for a long time. Hou Yi was a good king. He ruled his people well. But as time went on, things started to change, and Hou Yi started getting crueler and more selfish. See, once Hou Yi had all this power, he wanted to keep that power, and he wanted to keep it at any cost. Pretty soon, he stopped caring about being a good king at all. The only thing he cared about was keeping his power as king forever. And I do mean forever. So he sought out the help of some goddess or another, I forget the specifics, but the goddess gave him a little pill, and she said to Hou Yi, if you eat 1/2 of this pill, you will become immortal, and you will live forever. But only half, not the whole thing, just half. Now, Hou Yi was very excited about this, so he took the pill and he went back home. For some reason, he did not eat it on the spot. Not sure why, maybe he wanted to savor the moment or something like that. But as is so often the case with legends, that little mistake proved to be his downfall. Because Chang'e knew what her husband was planning to do, and she did not want the people to suffer under his rule anymore. So while Hou Yi was sleeping, Chang'e snuck into his room, or I guess it was the room they shared, but she snuck into his belongings, essentially. She found the pill, and she ate the whole thing. And when she ate the whole thing, all the power concentrated in that pill didn't just make her immortal, it picked her up, lifted her up into the heavens, and took her to the moon. And Hou Yi woke up just in time to see his wife spirited into the sky. What happened to him next, I don't know. I have not read that far into the legend. But suffice to say, when we celebrate Mid-Autumn Festival, or Moon Festival, or whatever you want to call it in Taiwan, we also celebrate Chang'e, and we offer, I guess, sacrifices or offerings at temples to her up in the moon up above. And that is the legend of Moon Festival. There are absolutely more details and nuances that I am not aware of, but this is the beginner's guide to Moon Festival because I am just a beginner. Ultimately, it's a holiday for the whole family, a chance for everyone to get together, share some good food and stories, pay respect to their ancestors and all that good stuff. And of course, it's a time to eat some mooncakes, which I think I am just about ready for. Hope you enjoyed that little park tour. Now we're just gonna hop on a bike, head back the way we came, grab a mooncake or two to finish this video out. Hopefully it won't spoil my dinner too much, because I do still need to eat dinner eventually. Fingers crossed. Alright, here we are, folks. This is Hong Fe Handmade Bakery, which is like 2-minute walk away from my apartment. And yet it's another one of those places that I have not really been in that much, so consider that another place I need to go more often. Looks pretty crowded in there, but I'm sure they'll still have some mooncakes up and about. We'll see what's happening. Well, hello, Mickey Mouse. Good to see ya. So as you can tell, we got a trio of mooncakes. 2 small, 1 big. Total cost was 190 NTD, which is in the upper echelon of what Taiwanese sweets cost, I think. So mooncakes are definitely a bit of a special occurrence, and we're not gonna eat them all right now because, God, my stomach would not survive until dinner. But we are gonna try one, and I'll see what we can do about the other 2, so I can get that info in this video. Cool? Cool. Worth noting, mooncakes tend to be very crumbly, as Taiwanese pastries tend to do, so make sure you get a bib or something to catch the shreds of pastry. Hot shit, that's a good one. So what I like is, it might be a little hard to tell, but they put a whole egg yolk in this mooncake, like a whole sort of dried, salted egg yolk in here, because of course that represents the full moon. It's the big, round, yellow moon. And then it's surrounded by, like, I don't know, some sort of apricot paste, maybe? Whatever it is, it's delicious. Yeah, it's either apricot or mango or something in that family. 3 bites, and that's gone. I should really eat these things slower. They are too good not to savor. Alright, I think that's gonna call it for this video. I will, I think, put the, what was in the other mooncakes in the description, so check that if you're curious. Hope you're having a wonderful moon festival yourself, whether you celebrate or not. Once again, thank you for joining me at Taiwan Lao Wai. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, smash the bell, share with your friends, all that good stuff. And as always, I'll see you next time. 再见. Bye-bye.